just wanting to share a little bit about the difference between having conceived children out of wedlock and inside of wedlock. The difference for me, it's just such an extreme, because when I fell pregnant with our eldest son Tyler, we were actually broken up when I found out I was pregnant, and it was quite a challenging time, but I knew in my heart that he was always meant to be. It wasn't the ideal circumstances that he was conceived in, but he's always just been such a delight to us and such a precious gift from God. And he really brought me back to the Lord, because it was like I had this little person and I wanted to know, what am I going to instill? How am I going to raise him? What are we going to teach him? And it made me draw a line in the sand for us. And it was basically, I'm not moving back to Warrnambool, because I'd moved home with my family to have him. And I was like, I'm not moving back to Warrnambool until you make an honest woman of me. So there was an ultimatum involved. And I believe that was a godly thing, because otherwise we would have just continued on our merry way in sin and not doing it the way God wanted us to. And yeah, thankfully Rog proposed to me on my 20th birthday in April of 1997, and I said yes. And yeah, we're 20 years married this year, and I fell pregnant with Jeanne in January of 99, and just the pregnancy, the feelings, everything that went with it for me, there was just security. We were doing it how God wanted us to. We were married. I was beginning to come back to the Lord. I just started going back to church when I found out I was pregnant with Jeanne, and I'd also finished my nursing degree and was starting my grad year. What?
Keep going.
Oh. And yeah, it was a really amazing year, like starting out nursing, doing my grad year, and I went along and did the Alpha course. But I don't want to distract from the fact that just when you are in a godly relationship and you are married and your children are conceived in wedlock, there's just a real security for me as the mother of the child compared to what it was like. Just there was a lot of shame and guilt when I was pregnant with Tyler, because I wasn't married. I hadn't done it the way I'd been raised, and it was just very different emotions. But I know that's all dealt with. That's under the blood of Christ. But in that season in my life, I wasn't walking with the Lord, but he's since done a lot of healing and restoration in that area. And very thankful that Pete did decide to marry me and make an honest woman of me, because it's been a joy and a delight being your wife, and it's never a dull moment. How would you say the journey was for you? Oh, and I should add, we've also had 2 more beautiful children. We've had Grace and Joshua, and yeah, their names are fairly self-explanatory. Grace, I was really learning the grace of God when I was pregnant with her, and Joshua, his name means God is my salvation flowing down, and God had given me a promise of a son when Rog was born again. And I'd actually forgotten about the promise until he was about a month or so old. And when we remembered, it was like, and his name means God is my salvation flowing down. So I think that's pretty amazing for a child of promise. And it was for the salvation of my husband. So yeah, I just thank God for his promises, because his promises are true and they are yes and amen. So yeah, back to that question. How was it for you when we weren't married and I was pregnant, and then married and pregnant 3 times?
Well, with Tyler, our eldest, because, and I'm looking at it from probably my point of view, but also your point of view, that because we were broken up at that point, there's probably a bit of insecurity there, that you weren't sure what I was going to do, whether I was going to hang around or... but
there was a lot of that.
And I was probably like, wow, what's going on here? You know, we're having a baby, everything in life was going to change. And it was sort of something I don't think I was, I guess, prepared for.
Never prepared.
But to the point where I was still I've always said I'm Peter Pan. I was never going to grow up. And I still don't think I have. But
You have matured, honey.
I've probably matured. Doesn't mean I've grown up. I guess that I thought life, and it does change, but I thought life was just going to be, what's the word to describe it, just insane, I guess. Everything was just going to change, and
Ball and chain.
yeah, everything's going to get tied down, and just everything's going to be, just not how I wanted it to be. Because all four of our kids haven't been planned. Like, we haven't tried to have kids. They've come along, and we've been so blessed by it. But yeah, life does change, but it's an amazing journey of having kids. I wouldn't be without any of our kids. They bring life into your family.
And uniqueness.
Yeah, all individual personalities that just throw you for a six every now and again, but you're right, that's them, that's cool, we can deal with that, and you do. But yeah, as far as sort of the out of wedlock and in wedlock bit, well, I guess just that Tyler being born first was just, I thought everything was just going to be, oh, look out, now I'm tied down and stuff, but it hasn't been anything like that. It's been great. And yeah, sort of with the other three, well, they've come along, and they've just been a blessing. And it's just, I guess, my attitude now of being a Christian is that I look at it that way, instead of looking at it as, oh no, now is a chore, I've got to do this because of that. No, they've just been a blessing in our life.
Children are a blessing from the Lord, a heritage from Him. Yeah.
And yeah, I couldn't be happier that this woman's sitting beside me. Because I've been a dill a few times, and she keeps taking me back. So, yeah.
That's not to say we've separated or anything.
No.
Ever.
I've been an idiot, argued and stormed out like a clown, and then come back, and yeah, she's forgiven me, and we've moved on from that. So yeah, that's been good. Yeah, if you're living with someone that, you know, that you haven't made your wife, you know, it's just a girlfriend, and you're living there and you know you're doing the wrong thing, just put your hand up and say, hey, I'm going to make this girl my wife. I want to live with this girl for the rest of my life. And you will find that she is a much better person because she has that security of that you're going to be there. That she's not thinking, well, what if the next youngest girl, you know, good-looking girl walks past and your eye gets taken, and all of a sudden you're walking off with her. You make an honest woman of her, and yeah, take her under your wing, put her by your side, put a ring on her finger, do the right thing, and yeah, you will have such a blessed life. That, you know, you're doing it God's way.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, thanks for listening, and hopefully that's helped you along your journey and gives you some godly wisdom.
Yeah. Bye.